Okay, so just as we discussed previously, let us solve some petty questions and continue. So let's take this question. 1 whole number 2/3 minus into brackets 1 whole number 3/4, okay, divided by 2 whole number 5/8. Now, according to Bodmas, what are we supposed to handle first? The bracket. Good. But don't forget that before you handle anything in the bracket, you have to first change the improper, the mixed fractions to improper fractions. Do you understand? So the first thing that we have to do is what? Change mixed fraction to improper fraction. So how do we change mixed fraction to improper fraction? We multiply the 1 over here, the whole number, by the denominator and add the numerator to the answer. So we have 1 times 3, 3 times 2, 6, 3 times 2, 5. So we have what? 5/3 minus into bracket. So 1 times 4, 4. 4 plus 3, 7. 7 over the denominator, which is 4, divided by 2 times 8 is 16. 16 plus 5, 21 over 8. Now we have this. Now, the next thing we are supposed to do over here is to what? Solve the one in the bracket first. So we simplify the bracket first. You get it? So we have 5/3 minus. So now, what did I teach you about this? You have to maintain the first fraction, change the sign of division to multiplication sign, and reciprocate this one. Do you get it? So you'll be having 7/4 times then 8/21. Do you get it? Now, if you have anything that is common to the terms, let's say 7/4, 8/21, you will realize that 7 can go into itself once and can go here 3 times. 4 can go into itself once and go here 2 times. Do you get it? So okay, so we have here 7 will go here once, 7 will go here 3, 4 will go here once, 4 will go here 2 times. So we have what? 5/3 minus 1 over 1, right? It's still 1. Do you get it? All right. So we have 1 times 2 over what? 3. So you might get something like this. Do you understand? Now you can now multiply direct. So we still have what? 5/3 minus 1 times 2 is what? 2. 1 times 3 is what? 3. Good. So now what do you have to do? What do you have to do over here? You realize that the terms are what? The denominators are the same. So you have to do what? You just have to subtract the numerators and move on. Don't go and find LCM. If you find the LCM, you still come back to 3. So you don't find LCM over here. Just because the denominators are the same, just carry the numerator operations, then we move. So it's going to be 5 minus 2, which is what? 3/3. At the end of the day, our answer will be what? 1. Do you understand? So we'll take the second question. Let's take the second question. Let's take the second question. So the second question is, now this one you are going to help me solve. So we have two whole number 1 over 3 plus 1 over 2 of 3 whole number 1 over 3. Now you realize that in this problem we have off over here. You get it? We have off over here. So what we have to, the best thing we are supposed to do over here is to change everything to what? Improper fraction. So 2 times 3, 6 plus 1, 7 over what? 3. So change to improper fraction. So we have what? 7 over 3 plus still 1 over 2 of, we haven't changed it. Here times here is what? 9 plus here is what? 10 over 3. Now what do you have to do? Do we have bracket here? Do we have off here? So we have to handle the off. Do you get it? So we are taking the off. So off means that multiply. Off means multiplication. So you multiply this first one by this one. Do you get it? But this term, this one and this one, do they have something in common? Yes. So here is 1. Here is what? 5. So we'll be having something like 7 over 3 plus 1 divided by 1 is still 1. 1 multiplied by this is still the same. Do you get it? So we'll be getting what? 5 over 3. Do you understand this? Do you know why we got this? Are you sure? Okay. Now let me do it like this. So we have 1 over 1. Okay? Good. Of 5 over what? 3. We have 7 over 3 plus 1 times 5 is what? 5. 1 times 3 is what? 3. That's why so 1 divided by 1 is still 1. 1 multiplied by any number is the same number. Do you get it? 1 multiplying any number is the same number. So now we have this. What type of fraction is this? This is like fractions because the denominators are what? The same. What do you have? Do you have to find LCM? Do you have to find LCM here? We don't find LCM here. I said we don't find LCM when the denominators are the same. You add only the numerators. So we have what? 7 plus 3, which is what? 12 over the 3. 3 will go into itself once. 3 will go here how many times? 4 times. At the end of the day, our answer is equal to 4. Do you get it? So we take another question. Are you understanding the whole concept? So we take another question here. Okay, let's take it from here. We take some other nice one here. Okay, so now we have into bracket 1 whole number 1 over 3 times 2 whole number 1 over 4 bracket close plus into bracket 2 whole number 1 over 2 divided by 5 over 6. Now let's take this question. Now don't forget that when you see a question and you did something like this, it is the same as 1 over 2. So if you think the way they leave the answer in the book like this or in exam like this, you can't handle it, make sure that you rewrite it like this. Because when you see something like this, it is still the same as this. You understand? Sometimes you see something 2 whole number 1 over 2, something like this. It is still the same as what? 2 whole number 1 over 2. This. Alright, so don't forget that. Now, what is the first thing we have to do? We have to change to what? Change to improper fraction. Now, we are changing to improper fraction. So, 1 times 3, 3 plus 1, 4 over 3. Multiplying 2 times here, 8 plus 1, 9 over 4. Then we close the bracket. Plus 2 times 4, bracket open, 2 times 2, 4, plus 1, 5 over 2. Divided by this one, we will not change anything, remains the same. Now, what do we have to do according to Bodmas? Do we have brackets? Yes. So we have to change the 2 brackets. Even though we said that, I said from the beginning that you have to handle division before you handle what? Multiplication. Now, you realize that the first bracket, we have multiplication in it. And the second bracket, we have what? Division in it. As far as it is in a bracket, make sure you deal with it in a bracket. Okay? So this is a bracket, we'll handle it. This is a bracket, we'll handle it. Okay? So now, we'll move. So what do? We'll simplify. Okay? So we simplify. So now, 3 and 9, they have something in common. 4 and 4, they have factor in common. Okay, so we cancel. Here we go here 1. Here we go how many times? 3 times. Here we go here 1. Here we go here 1. At the end of the day, we have 1 over 1 times 3 over 1. You get it? So this one, any number divided by itself, okay? Any number divided by itself is equal to 1. And any number multiplied by 1 is the same number. So since we have 1 divided by itself, the answer is still what? 1. And 3 divided by 1 is what? Any number with a root of what? 1 is what? Is what? The same number. So let's say we have 40 divided by 1. The answer is still 40. 60 divided by 1. The answer is still 60. 75 divided by 1. The answer is still what? 75. Do you get it? So any number with a root of 1 has what? This is the same number. Now the next one, any number divided by itself is equal to what? 1. And any number multiplied by 1 is what? Is the same number. So we move. So since this place is 1, this is 1. 1 multiplying 3 is the same 3. So we have what? Our 3 here. Okay, let's do it like that so that, okay, times 3 over 1. Do you understand this? Still, we haven't dealt with the bracket too. It's still in the bracket. Are you aware of that? So we have plus. So we simplify this. We said what? We maintain the first one, change the sign of division to multiplication sign. Then we reciprocate the second one from 5 over 6 to 6 over 5. Do you get it? Now, when you come here you realize that we have some things in common. So 5 will go into itself 1. 5 will go here 1. 2 will go here 1. 2 will go here 3. So it's the same thing. So at the end of the day, we will be getting 1 over 1 times 3 over 1 plus 1 over 1 into brackets, multiplying 3 over 1. Now, when we move on to the next stage, I'm not going to do this 1 things again. Having root of 1 divided by 1 again. I will just write 3 straight, because I know you now know that any number having a root of 1 is the same number. Any number multiplying by 1 is the same number. And a number divided by itself is always 1. And 1 multiplied by any number is the same number. Do you understand? So as we move on, I will not be doing these things again. So 1 times 3 is equal to what? Now we are removing the brackets. So 1 times 3 is equal to what? We do it by LCM when multiplying. We multiply the numerator and the denominators. Alright, so 1 times 3 is what? 3. 1 times 1 is still 1. So we leave the answer like that. Now do you understand that? Now plus, here times here is what? 3. 1 times 1 is what? 1. Any number divided by 1 is what? The same number, so 3. Now at the end of the day, 3 plus 3 is what? Do you understand? We have 6, so this is this 1 too. So you have to take a note. Are you understanding the whole show? Now let's take another question. By the time we finish solving about 5 or 6, 7 questions, you will become familiar with all these petty things. All right. So let's try something that has, okay, let's do 1 over 3 plus 5 over 12 minus 1 over 3 of 1 over 6. Now, when you see this question, what comes to your mind? You have to deal with them aside. Do we have bracket in it? Do we have off in it? So we handle off. So off, when we handle off, what do? We multiply. Do you get it? All right. So we have 1 over 3. So simplify. Simplify. And handle and handle the of first. Okay, because of Bodmas, rules of Bodmas. So we'll be having 1 over 3 plus 5 over 12 minus. Now, 1 times 1 is what? 1. 3 times 6 is what? 3 times 6 is what? 18. Be careful. I told you to go and learn multiplication. So that's what? 18. Do you understand? Now, we are done with this. Now, do we have multiplication in this? No. Do we have addition? So we have to handle the addition. Now, we have to now find LCM for a common factor for what? 3 and 2. 3 and 12. Okay. So look at this. We are solving this. So we have what? Here we have what? 12. 3 will go here how many times? 3 will go here 4 times. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 12. 12 times, it will go into itself how many times? 1 times 5 is what? 5. So minus what? 1 over what? 18. So now over here we have what? 9 over 12 minus 1 over 18. Now what is the LCM for 12 and 18? It is what? 36. 12 will go into 36 how many times? 3 times. 3 times 9, 27 minus 18 will go into 36 how many times? 2 times. 2 times 1 is what? 2. So at the end of the day we have what? 25 over 36. 25 over 36. This is a proper fraction. So you leave your answer like that. Do you understand? So let's take the other question. The full standard question. Bring it, give it to me fast, let me. Standard question. Where is it? Okay. So we have the question. The question says what? 5 whole number 3 over 4 divided by 15 whole number 1 over 3 minus 4 whole number 1 over 2 times 2 whole number. No, it's not 2 whole number. 2 over 15 all over 1 over 2 minus 7 over 20. So this is the question. This is how the questions come. Now, you were taught how to change mixed fraction to improper fraction. You were taught how to divide fraction by fraction. You were taught how to subtract a fraction from a fraction. You were taught how to multiply a fraction by a fraction. Now, this is a division sign, okay? And this one too is a fraction. So now, let's see how we can handle this. So the best way is what? Let's change everything over here to what? Improper fraction. Let's rewrite this. Okay, we can't solve like this, so let's rewrite this. So change to improper fraction. So 5 times 4. Now this is how questions come. So take a critical look at this. How I'm going to solve it. But you have to also respect Bodmas. Now, so you solve this one separate. You solve this one separate. Then you carry on. Okay. So 5 times 4 is what? 20. 20 plus 3. 23 over 4. Divided by 15 times 3. 45. Plus this. 46 over 3. Minus 4 times 2 is what? 8. Plus 1. 9 over 2 times 2 over 15 all over what? 1 over 2 minus 7 over 20. Are you clear with this? Now after that, do we have bracket in it? Do we have off in it? Do we have division in it? Yes. Okay, so the division is this one. So let's handle this one. Okay, so now according to division, so we do division first. Okay, according to division, keep the first fraction, change the sign to multiplication sign, and reciprocate the second term. Okay, so we have what? 23 over 4 times, then reciprocate 3 over 46 minus 9 over 2 times 2 over 15 all over what? 1 over 2 minus 7 over what? 20. Now, this will go into itself once. This 23 will go into 46 how many times? 2 times. So we'll be having, at the end of the day, we have 1 over 4 times 3 over 2 minus 9 over 2 times 2 over 15 all over 1 over 2 minus 7 over 20. Are you there? Now, it will be equal to what? 1 times 3 is what? 3 over 4 times 2 is 8 minus 9 over 2 times 2 over 15 all over 1 over 2 divided by 7 over 20. Do you understand? Now, do we have division in it? We have dealt with it. Do we have multiplication? No. Do we have multiplication? Yes. So now this multiplication is this. 3 will go here. 2 will go here 1. 2 will go here 1. 3 will go here how many times? 3 times. 3 will go here how many times? 5 times. So at the end of the day, we have 3 over 8 minus 3 times 3, 3 over here times here is what? 5. Do you understand now? You understand now? All right. All over what? 1 over 2 minus what? 7 over 20. Have you seen how it looks like? So this place, you will now find LCM of this and solve it separate. You find LCM of this, you solve it separate. You are going to get a fraction, a single fraction here. You are going to get a single fraction here. Then the division sign. So the division sign will bring it and reciprocate. So let's see how it is done. I think this is our last question on this. So we have what? We said 3 over 8 minus 3 over 5 all over what? 1 over 2 minus 7 over what? 20. So let's take this. Watch here. Let's take this. Okay. Now, when you look at this, the top one, you realize that the numerators are the same. Okay. It doesn't affect the situation whereby you will not find LCM. You would have to find LCM. The only time you will not find LCM is when the denominators are the same. This one, it is the numerators that are the same. Don't say that because the numerators are the same, so I'm subtracting the denominator, the 5 from the 8. When you do it like you get it wrong. The only time that thing happens is when the denominators are what? The same. So we have what? Let's solve this one. So we have 3 over 8. So this one, the LCM is what? This one, the LCM is what? 5 and 8. The LCM is going to be 40. Okay. Now, 8 will go into 40 how many times? 5 times. 5 times 3, 15. Then you bring your subtraction sign. Then 5 will go into 40 how many times? 8 times. 8 times this, 24. You get it? Now, all over. Now we have this. Okay. Now we have this. So the LCM of this will be what? 20. Are you getting confused? Are you confused? You are confused? Alright. So, but do you understand to this stage? This is for only this one. Okay, let's go. So this is going to be equal to what? Minus what? 9 over 40. Do you understand this one? Now let's take this one. So we have, let's take just this one. So we have this thing all over. This is the same divisions that I brought. So now let's solve this one to separate. So we have 1 over 2 minus 7 over 20. The LCM is what? 20. 2 going here 10 times. 10 times 1, 10. minus, here we go here once, 1 times 7, 7, right, is equal to 10 minus 7 is what? 3 over 20. Now we have minus 9 over 40 already at the top, and we have this 3 over 20. Do you understand this? Now, do you know that this thing bar over here is also a division sign? So this can be written like as this: minus 9 over 40 divided by what? 3 over what? 20. Are you aware we can write it like this? Do you know that? Now, what did we learn about division? We keep the first one, change the sign, and reciprocate. So that law still applies here. So we have what? Minus 9 over 40 times 20 over 3. Now 3 will go here 1, 3 will go here what? 3. 20 will go here 1, 20 will go here 2. So we'll be having what? 3 minus 3 over 2 times what? 1 times 1. Do you get it? So our last answer is supposed to be minus 3 over 2. Do you understand? So this plenty problem that they wrote over here, you are going to get this. Now, anytime somebody mishandle anything here, maybe solve this one first, the answer will not be like this. Anytime somebody handles something before the addition, maybe subtraction before division, the answer is not going to be like this. So everybody will get a different answer. Do you understand? So that has brought us to the end of these problems. So solve more questions on them, then we see. So let me give you one question.